Hello everyone, this is Dr. Rukmani Chaudhary and you are watching Dr. Rukmani's Health Update. My today's topic is Nabothian cysts. So in this video, we discuss all about Nabothian cysts, what are these cysts and how they form, what are the clinical features, signs or symptoms, required tests, best effective homeopathy medicine. So you are requested to watch complete video for complete information, and if you are watching on YouTube, provided all medicines link in the description box so you can buy medicine from you can start. So let's begin. What are Nabothian cysts? See, Nabothian cysts, these cysts are benign, means they are not cancerous, not malignant, and these cysts are also called, like they are called cervical cysts, they are called Meissner's cysts, they are called epithelial cysts, and they are called and why they are called cervical cysts and why all these names are given. See, cervical cysts, cervix, these are the small bump on your cervix, on the surface of your cervix. And what is cervix? Cervix, and it is also called a cervical canal that connects your uterus and your vagina. So that part, that is called the cervix or cervical canal. So on that part, these are the tiny bumps and these are shiny, smooth. So they are found over there, and they can be multiple and single, multiple. So these are the causes and risk factors, and who are at the risk. Causes are like if there is an excess accumulation of the mucus is like fluid, like excess mucus accumulation due to any reason, like there is a skin growth, there is a excess skin growth over that particular area, and the skin cells, they compress, they clog the cervical gland, and due to clogging there is a trapping of the mucus. So this is how they form. They are usually found during pregnancy, after childbirth. After childbirth, of course, there is an injury for that particular area, for the cervix, that is opening of this womb, opening of the uterus. So after childbirth, there is an injury of that area, and for that area, after injury, there is an excess cell formation, there is an accumulation again, and there is a trapping of the mucus, and by trapping of the mucus, there is a cyst formation after your childbirth. Physical trauma, it is like after having chronic cervicitis. If you are having the inflammation, and I've already uploaded video on chronic cervicitis. So if you are having inflammation, swelling of that particular area, cervical canal or cervix, it is called cervicitis. And if the cervicitis is chronic, means you are having this for a longer duration. So if there is any injury for that healing purpose, there is an excess tissue formation over there, and that is called metaplasia. So due to that, again there is a trapping of the mucus, and these factors means they are prone to have this problem. Or bearing age group, they are more prone to have this problem. And of course, after delivery, after childbirth, any physical trauma, symptoms part, and what difficulties you have while you have all this. There is no definitive sign or symptoms, no prominent symptoms. These are asymptomatic and they don't cause any trouble. They are not a cause of concern until or unless they are infected. So there is no sign or symptoms. They are, usually they are shiny, they are smooth, and they are found on the surface of the cervix. If you have any abnormal vaginal discharge, and like it is offensive and unusual abnormal vaginal discharge, and you have heavy periods, like you are having periods in between periods, you are having, and you have lower abdominal pain, means you are having pelvic pain on a regular basis, ruling out of the other infection should be there, because normally Nabothian cysts don't cause any symptoms. So if you are having all these symptoms, so their tests can be done. Diagnosis part. Nabothian cysts are not diagnosed for other problem, like you go for a routine examination for other problem, and yes, they are found that you are having Nabothian cysts. So these are found during pelvic examination, and yes, there is a pelvic MRI, pelvic CT scan, and pelvic USG can be done for more correct values. Specific test, that is called colposcopy. Colposcopy is the magnification or enlarging that particular area, so that there is a differentiation for other bumps and the cervical cyst. And it is a very important test, can rupture all these cysts for the confirming that these are the cervical cysts or some other problem. Biopsy can be done in some cases. Biopsy have all abnormal symptoms like vaginal abnormal discharge, pain, persistent pain, you have abnormal bleeding. So for all these symptoms, your biopsy can be done. It means the small tissue sample cutting from the body for the further evaluation, further ruling out of the any neoplasia. Is if it is not a case of neoplasia, means the cancer. Treatment part. See, these are benign, these are not cancerous, they don't cause any problem, any trouble. So usually they resolve on its own. Treatment is recommended, but the size enlarge, and the enlarged size, if they are bigger in the size, then they distort, they can deform the cervix size and shape. for that purpose removal can be done. So in allopathy mode of treatment, there is a removal, like they remove it by excision or by cryotherapies. Complication part, see complication, usually no complication is seen. Why? Because it resolve on its own, so there is no complication. There is a condition that resembles with this, and that is a neoplastic condition. So that condition should rule out the part. We are having certain effective medicine, but see Apis mellifica is a very effective medicine in all cases of cysts. In all cysts it is given, like, so this is a pretty common medicine in cyst formation. Like cysts are, they are, there is a stinging pain, you are having pain, burning, and there is a swelling, inflammation. So if it is associated with the chronic sinusitis, so you can use Apis mellifica 1 or 2 drops orally in the oral form, direct on tongue, 1 or 2 drops twice or thrice before meal, minimum for 3 to 4 weeks. Rust ox, you must have heard about rust ox eruption characters. That rust ox eruption rashes characters are like they are vesicular, means they are fluid filled, they are watery in appearance. So in that case rust ox is given, and all these cervical, it works wonder, like, so you can use in cervical cyst rust ox 30 or 200 potency. See, focus on the medicine name, and you can start with the lower doses. Graphitis, you must have heard about uses in all skin problem. Like graphitis works amazing when there is a excess skin tissue formation over there, and there is a thickening, there are cracks usually. But this is also given when you have the cysts and they are having discharge, like if there is an abnormal vaginal discharge and that is sticky, glutinous, so there is a gelatinous, glutinous, gluey like discharge. So in that case you can use graphitis. Graphitis, the character, that is excess cell formation, there is a thickening. Same with the Nabothian cells formation, so that the concept is same. You can use Acidum nitricum. See, Acidum nitricum is given when there is a junction of your skin and your mucous membrane. So it is again there is an abnormal discharge, and that is offensive, very offensive discharge, and you have bleeding in between period. So there is a bleeding, there is an offensive abnormal discharge. In that case you can use Acidum nitricum. See, Staphylococcus aureus works wonder in post-surgical cases or in injury cases when you have all this problem after injury. So in that case you can use Staphylococcus aureus. Same way, oral form of the medicine, 1 or 2 drops twice or thrice before meal regularly can help you. If you find this video knowledgeable, informative, share my videos and press the bell icon to get notified, and don't forget to subscribe my channel for more updates. Thank you for watching. Thank you so much. Thank you for your support. Keep watching. Thank you.